Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Teacher Let Your Light Shine, episode 141. This is a great episode to keep in mind as we are going through holidays, but not just holidays. This is through just changes in seasons of life that we go through as we transition from fall to winter, winter to spring, spring to summer, summer to starting school, summer camps. There's just so many changes in life that we need to scale back a little bit and keep our routines when it seems as if everything else is just out of order. So today, let's talk about long gone are the days of stress. During the most exciting and joyful seasons of your life and of the year, let's take the opportunity to enjoy this time, to keep it peaceful. You don't have to lose your routines. You don't have to lose the time that you're trying to take to build your business, complete your business bundle, start marketing and advertising, creating plans for the new year. You can still have great memories, although there are extra things to do, and enjoy this last part of the year. So today, I'm excited to show you some simple ways that you can keep your routines during a simple but hard and stacked time of the year. Let's get into it.
Welcome, teacher, to the Let Your Light Shine podcast. If you're searching for the freedom and permission to design the life you love as a teacher, you're in the right place. I'm on a mission to help teachers just like you build their own dream school or homeschooling business. In this present day, the world needs you, teacher friend, to step out in faith and give students an education they love and so deserve. In this podcast, I will teach you how to start a fulfilling and profitable homeschooling business that lights you up. I'm Mackenzie Oliver, former elementary teacher and instructional coach, gone homeschool teacher and business builder. I'm here to empower you to step outside the classroom and choose the experiences, the curriculum, and all the moments that put a smile on your face and your students. Does it seem like a dream? Well, it did to me, until God opened the doors and made it reality. Together, we are breaking through fears and moving the crowd. So get out your notebook, sharpen your pencil. It's time to get your teach on.
I want to give a shout out to our Apple Podcast reviewers. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you, Planking Kitty. She says, "This is just what I needed. My sister-in-law has been sharing Mackenzie's experience with me for over a year, and I have just been able to put it off as something that I couldn't possibly even think about doing. Now that my children are in pre-K going into kindergarten next year, it has been weighing heavy on my heart to homeschool them. I feel I need to have them surrounded by Christian-based learning 24/7. I've been teaching for 8 years and I love it, but I just need to do more for my own children. My husband and I did not have kids for someone else to raise them. The micro homeschool is a dream of mine. Being able to teach my own kids and a handful of other children, I feel as if I'm sitting right there beside her with the same thoughts and concerns that Mackenzie is speaking directly to me. I'm still in the dreaming and praying stage, praying that God gives me a clear answer on what I'm supposed to do. Thank you so much for these podcasts." Well, hallelujah! Thank you, Planking Kitty, for leaving that review. And I will be in prayer for you and for the rest of those who are sitting there with the same thoughts and concerns and ideas that you have, knowing when to move, when to make this the best decision. And so I'm always praying and talking to our Heavenly Father about all of those people that are in this community. No matter if you're looking to create a school that is Christian or Montessori or project-based learning, there is a place for you. There is a value that you have to offer this world. And I really am sitting here with a smile on my face thinking about all of the ways that we could change the trajectory of education. In the latest article that was written by the Cato Institute, Colleen Honrick had interviewed me for the Cato Institute, and at the end of our interview, she said, I'm just so inspired and hopeful for the future of education for people to step out like you and create schools. Can you imagine what the next generation of learners could look like when they have access to all forms of educational models? Isn't that so neat? And that you can be a part of that. I'm excited to read more reviews, and if you've not left a review on Apple iTunes for us, we appreciate that immensely. It helps us determine what it is that we are doing to help change the trajectory of your future, the hope that it gives you, what podcast you enjoy listening to. I'm so thankful for each of you who take the time. It's 30 seconds, but I still know that you're busy and you're driving and you're, handling kids and grading papers and doing lesson plans, but just taking that 30 seconds to go click right underneath the podcast. You just scroll down after all the episodes of Teacher Let Your Light Shine, not all of them. I think there's like 5 or 6. You scroll down and you click write a review. You give us the stars, and then you can type in one sentence if you'd like, less than 30 seconds. So we're so grateful for you to take the time. And of course, I want to read it on the podcast. All right, so let's talk about simple time of creating routines during a hard and stacked season. So here are 3 things that I want you to really think about implementing or strengthening to help you get through, trying to build a business or thinking about leaving your career, starting your business bundle, working through all of those documents. How can you start something new in a sense? But we're transitioning to a new year, and you got to let go of your old ways, and you've got to let go of your old stuff, and you've got holidays and New Year's and Christmas Eve and all the fun things in between. So here's number 1, anchor routines. Anchors are what tie you, okay? They tie you to something so that you can't drift far away. Anchor any routine that you know is super good for you, even if you've fallen off from here to there. For an example, mine is my morning routine, waking up before everybody else, having my coffee, having my devotional time, reading, praying, journaling. That's an anchor routine that if I can do that, I feel so good about it. Right after that anchor routine, I actually have stacked another habit on top of that, which is to give myself about 30 minutes of creation time, where I'm creating time to work on 2 massive projects that I've been undertaking here for Teacher Let Your Light Shine and for our micro school Lighthouse Learning for our future growth. And so I'm giving myself just right after my morning coffee and my Devo time and my journaling and my prayer time, I go straight 30 minutes into that creation time. Just 30 minutes. I don't have to give myself 5 hours. 30 minutes. It's just a little anchor routine. Oh, by the way, I added something into my anchor routine. I wasn't getting as much exercise as what I wanted. So when I wake up in the morning and I go, to the bathroom, walk around my house, check on everybody, let my dog out, I go to my coffee pot, I brew my coffee, and as my coffee's brewing, I do 50 squats right there in front of my coffee maker. How long do you think it takes me to do that? Less than 2 minutes. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do before I drink my coffee. I'm going to do 50 squats. It gets my heart rate going. I feel like, oh my gosh, I've done something for my body. Then I have my coffee. Then I do my prayer, my routines with my journaling. And then I go into my creation time, because that can be a lot of time of sitting that I have. So at least if I do my squats, I feel good about it. No weights, no nothing, just 50 there. And trust me, I was sore for like a week after doing this. All right, that's my anchor routine. Whether it's sleeping, the amount of sleep that you get, that might be an anchor routine. Whatever you need to have a great day. Eating, check your eating routines or your meal prep system. Also, take a look at how many nights you are getting really good sleep and what you do to prepare for good sleep. Also, think about your mornings, what it is that helps you to have a good morning. Is it early dinners? Is it your morning block that helps you prepare for your afternoon dinners? Is it starting dinner early so you can clean up the kitchen earlier so that you can go to bed earlier? Is it exercising? Is it calling someone? Is it getting a mentor? Is it researching? Is it carving out time to work on your future business or to work on growing your business? Think about those anchor routines and how you can just keep those in place so that when everything else feels very distracting, you have those to fall back on. Number 2, be committed and be strategic. Ask for people to help you. Ask people what you need to do. You can't be everywhere for everyone. You're going to have to address your boundaries. You need to advocate for your future and your well-being. I teach this to some of my clients who I coach when they're feeling as if they're not able to work on certain aspects of their business. I say, okay, let's go through our 4 Ds. What are we going to delegate that you don't have to do, even though you like to do it, but you know that you don't have to do it? You could find someone else to take your daughter to soccer practice. You could find someone else to take your daughter to school. What is it during this season that you can delegate? Number 2, What do you actually need to do? Let's write that down, that only you can do. Number 3, what do you need to delay on? What is it that you need to do, but you don't have to do right now? And what do you just totally need to drop? Okay, so that's delegate, do, delay, and drop. And then you might have those written down and you might know, but you're going to need to communicate them. You're going to need to communicate, hey, honey, I can't do all of this right now. Can you go do XYZ? Can you go pick up the girls? Can you go pick up the food? Can you please go and make sure that this is taken care of so that you can continue to work on what it is that your goals have aligned you to work on, so that you are able to feel peaceful and feel excited about the work that you're doing without feeling as if you're totally missing out. Just communicating so you don't feel that guilt. And so once you identify what your anchor routines are, then be committed and strategic over what it is that you need to do and communicate with those who can help you delegate, delay, and also drop. And number 3, this is a good one. This is a fun one. I hope that this really helps you. I know that it will, but I hope you actually do it. I hope you find time to purge. Okay? I hope you can find some time to purge the things that help you make living easier. Get rid of the things that are no longer serving you. Look at all your materials, sort them, store them, label them. Go to the Dollar Tree, buy some containers. Put your items in those containers, label them, store them in a place. But first you got to purge, right? You got to get honest with yourself. I don't need this anymore. I know I'm not going to use this in the next 6 months. I have not used this in the last year. Just promise me that you'll get rid of it. I've had to do this myself. I'm like, why do I still have these books for kids that it didn't work my first year? I didn't try it that much my second year, and now it's my third year and I still got them. I literally just purged them. And I'm like, oh, they were expensive. Oh. They were curriculum materials that I was like, you know what? I ain't doing this again. I never got into it and I never went back to it. And so I don't want to keep looking at it. So I got rid of it. Give yourself the moments of feeling fresh. Give yourself the space, the mental space, your bedrooms, your closets. There's these invisible things that are driving you crazy. It's called the mental invisible list. I think it was the Minimal Mom. She came up with this. And all I could think about, I had a million things on my to-do list that I needed to do, I felt like, for projects and tasks that I needed to do. But all I could think about was how I needed to take this bucket that was in my garage to Goodwill. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I thought, then I've got this bag out there of things that I need to return to Kohl's because they were things that I bought off Amazon that either didn't work or were wrong or I need to return. And they're just sitting there and it's driving me crazy. And I can't stop thinking about it. And no, it doesn't move me closer to my goals, but it is on my mental invisible list that's driving me crazy. So write out a mental invisible list and make it visible, and then come up with a time that you can actually purge and make progress on these little situations. It feels super defeating and discouraging when you just keep piling things on your plate and never letting things go. Not that it should make you feel like that or that you should feel guilt or blame or shame, but it just feels like that. It is what it is. It is what it is when you walk into your closet and it just is like, whoa, I can't stare at this anymore. Just put on a timer. I love this. I got this incredible timer on Amazon. It stands up and you just turn. It's a big dial. And then it starts off for 60 minutes, but you can turn it to 15 minutes and it will highlight blue all the way to 15 minutes, and you can actually watch the blue fade away as the timer ticks down. It's on Amazon. I think I paid $15 for it, but I'm so glad that I did, because setting a visual timer on my phone is not very advantageous for me. First off, I can barely find my phone. Second, it's just not visual. I'll just hit snooze, 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 snooze. But this timer, because it's physical, I can just turn it and I can look at it and I can hear it counting down, and I love it. But go in there, go through your closet, set the timer for 15 minutes, and just start pulling things out that you don't need anymore, because action gives you momentum, and momentum gives you the opportunity to continue to persevere through what it is that you are having a hard resistance to. So I hope that helps you. 1, anchor your routines. 2, commit yourself and be strategic about your boundaries, what you need to do, and communicate them to others. And number 3, purge. Just get the stuff out that's not serving you, that's taking up more time for you, looking for and looking through things to try to get to the thing that you want, that's down at the bottom of the things that you, below the things that you don't use anymore. I mean, just get rid of it. All right, everybody, I hope this helps you, and I hope that you're enjoying this season and just taking time to be introspective of your life and what's working for you and what's not, and making the changes to make it better. We'll see you soon.
Hey, teacher friend. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. I pray it inspired you, touched you, or challenged you in some way, because we are making big shifts and using our teaching gifts for God's glory like never before. I'm so grateful for you. The number one way you can support this show is to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts, and also share this with another teacher. Come join me in the Virtual Teachers Lounge, known as the Teacher Let Your Light Shine Facebook group. Until next time, keep shining your teacher light. The world needs you.